Hey, what's up guys? So this video is going to be for the B anchor position. The B anchor is basically the man who can clutch the best on the team and someone who has a good understanding of timings on executes. Um, a couple of reasons why. The B anchor is typically the last man alive if they execute A, and that would put you in a lot of clutch situations. Understanding timings on executes is important because it's super important for you to hold on to your nades for as long as possible. Hold on to your utility so that you can really just use all your utility for the real execute. Um, Two top priorities would be staying alive and playing optimal positions for staying alive. And like I said, holding on to nades for as long as possible. And you want to prioritize having 2 flashes and then, of course, a smoke and a molly. At the beginning of the round, you and the B rotator should be pistol out, and every round spamming, like, the line would be like above this red button and below those wrinkles. So like right here, so that you can break vents. Every round do that. Because if it's broken that early, the T-sides might not hear it. And it just keeps things consistent. And then that way you can boost into vents. If you're boosting someone into vents from mid, you just want to make sure that someone really quick who goes through Z will just like break that for you. So one of those sides needs to be broken every round. And if you're boosting into vents, the B rotator should throw this smoke to protect you guys while you're boosting in. And so the anchor can get back to sight. And then he'll have his smoke. If you're not boosting into vents, you can like have your rotator play checkers and hold down checkers for you and throw flashes like that. But you basically want to be on site so that you can be protected. Something else you can do if you early round are not boosting the rotator into vents is to take B main control. So the rotator could line up with this. It's hard to see, but the spot would be right here. That's the exact spot you want to throw it. And then maybe you guys like just do some basic flashes and get control of this whole area. And at that point, you could have the anchor, once the smoke starts to fade, get in this corner, and the resmoke would be right here. And then you could do like someone in sunroom, and then someone at like this angle, and that gives you just so much map control and gives the IGL a lot of information. You could both play sight as well. That's pretty interesting. Both holding on to your utility and playing sight. You could, once they start to execute the sight, someone could throw that smoke, maybe like that molly. You guys can just coordinate all kinds of things. Throw a smoke like that. Just completely shut down the front of the site. You could have someone here. Someone like holding that angle. Or you could have someone in this spot. You could have like the rotator in this spot right here. It's not really a spot that's checked super often unless they're really smart players. Something else you could do is have the anchor on site with a flashbang ready and the rotator playing a spot like this. This angle is pretty good. Basically, you want to have a flash out because once you start shooting, anchor needs to just like throw a flash immediately so that you can get out. And you can either go heaven or go sight. The reason that spot's really good is when you're on T side, you're like checking angles, people focus on this and they know that they don't want to expose themselves to here and here. So they think they're good checking it right here. Well, look how, I mean, the cross right there to get exposed by that angle is just right here, and you can't fully check the box from this point. So that's a really good spot. If you're on site and you're the anchor, this smoke is really good. It just opens you up to many angles you can play like this right here. It's like you could throw that smoke and maybe like throw that molly so that they can't get through headshot. Throw some flashes like this, or like that. That would be a good early flash because it gets them right when they're popping out. If you think they're up closer, you could throw a flash like that. That's a really good one. A variety of different ways you could do this sight smoke. This one right here kind of just like shuts down everything, especially when you have that molly right there. Or you could have it like this, closer to you, and then you could play like, when that smoke fades, you'll see, but play like an angle like that, especially with that molly up. So you got a few options on how to play it. If you're on site, you could also play like this. Maybe you do like a quick peek in a sunroom to see if they're in there, and then kind of just holding this spot right here. This is an angle Cold Zera uses. You could get like flashed, so be ready for that. Maybe that comes in, and then you do like that. Play that angle. So that's just like, you know, an example of what you could do. Jumping on this box is pretty dangerous when you know they're going to be executing. But jumping back here with that smoke up is pretty safe. So let's say they broke sunroom and they know how to molly site out completely. It's possible to molly the entire site except for like that right there. So the safest place would be, if you know they're like really molly inside a lot, the safest place on site is oranges right here. And then you could do like something like that. You could even throw like that flash, maybe. You just want to buy time for your rotates to get here. The reason that the anchor plays like this on site is because of the way the B side is designed. You can't get L flanked or pinched from the B site because the only real entrances is checkers if they cross, and then right here. So because of that, when your back's to the wall, you're basically like, you know, you're not going to get, you don't have to worry about like over here or over here. Very rarely you'll see T's get like through these two spots right there. So because of that, it's kind of, the B anchor is kind of like, if they're executing B, it's like an Alamo situation where you're just using your utility really smartly to make walls, blind the enemies, maybe hopefully get like a kill, maybe 2 kills, and buy time for rotates. It's also really strong with an op on B site. A site can be soloed with just a rifle, and if you have an op, it's easier to get B main control. Plus there's this, like, you know, very common angle like that right there. It's like if you have an op and you're holding that angle right there, that protects the rotator to line up that smoke. And then you guys can, maybe like he throws a pop flash, then you guys can just like work up through here. He's had the cross, so you know no one's in sunroom. So then maybe you set it up to where like the opera plays an angle like this. Like you guys don't resmoke and the opera plays like this angle. And then rifler is like maybe like right here. Because you're protecting the entrance to his right side, which you can't see. That's like a really good setup. And then when opera fires his first shot, you guys maybe could do that if the rotator has a smoke. No, few different ways you could do it. And then Skadoodle plays on B site with the op pretty often. So, you know, you take like angles like this, angles like this. Especially like if you throw that molly, they're not gonna get you through the right side. So you know you're good like through here. Just basically use your utility intelligently to shut down their angles and to give you good angles. But that's basically it for B anchor. Just to show you a few nades I know. If you line up with this wall right there up to the yellow line, that's a good B main smoke. While you're in that same spot, if you just aim right here, that's a molly that will kind of shut down right there. And then the way I do this running smoke, I'll slow it down like with shift, is I aim right here. And that's a pretty good one. Alright guys. The A rotate videos will be in the B rotator video. Like how to retake A, that is. If you have any questions, let me know.